All right, here we go. We're going to do a couple of reviews. I'm going to go over a couple of problems that you should know, and then we're going to move into 5.2 and 5.3. So, we know how to do this, 24 and 48. We know how to find the least common multiple. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, sometimes 13. We know how to find the greatest common divisor and least common multiple, so we'll go ahead and do that. 2, on there, 12 and 24. 2, 6 and 12. 2, 3 and 6. Real math. Oh, no, 3. 1 and 2. And there's where the real math stops. Real math stops there, so this is your greatest common divisor, which is 8 times 3, which is what? 24. So our greatest common divisor is equal to 24. And then, of course, divide by 2. 1 and 1. So 48 is your least common multiple. All right, so that's 5.1. 5.2 is real simple. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in 5.2 because y'all should know how to do 5.2. 5.2 is adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing what? Positives and negatives.
That's okay.
I had one big old fraction.
The fractions are 5.3. I don't agree with that. I think you ought to, but what they're doing is they're combining these two sections in 5.3 with positives and negatives and fractions, so I can understand why they're doing that. Now I'm going to start off with the easy one. Why is that easy? Because you just do what it says do and you reduce the fraction. And there's no such thing as division because you multiply by the what? Reciprocal. So we're going to talk about this first. We're going to talk, I'm sorry, I just had a brain bubble. That's 5.3. You just, like terms are what? Like terms are positive. Unlike terms are what?
Negative.
Unlike terms are negative. And most of the time, y'all get that without any problems. What is negative 2 times negative 2?
I'm going to try to make it
Positive 4. Okay, those are like terms. What is negative 12 divided by positive 3? Negative 4. These are unlike terms. Okay? Think of it like this. If you ever jumped off a car and you hooked up the red and the black and then you touch the other end, it causes sparks. Those are unlike. Red and black is unlike. Positive and negative. So if you have positive and negative, that's going to cause something. But if you take the positive and you touch the positive, what? Nothing happens. If you take the negative and the negative, nothing happens. The only thing something's going to happen, the only thing where something happens is what? With unlike terms. Now that is multiplication and division. So I usually don't spend much time on multiplication and division because most people understand that and you don't have a problem with it. Now, what about addition and subtraction? What I tell students on addition and subtraction is think of a positive as having money in your pocket. Think of negative as what? Owing. I don't know how to spell owing. Do you put an E in there?
It's just O-W-I-N-G, I think.
O-W-I-N-G?
I think.
That don't look right, but owing money.
I don't know.
And then remember this. Two negatives side by side make a what?
Positive.
A positive. Those are the three rules that you have to remember with adding and subtracting negatives and positives. Okay? So let's take a look at them. Let's go over here. And I'm just going to make up some. -2 plus 4. This means you what? You owe $2. This means you what? Okay, so you have $4. So what happens when you owe $2 and you have $4?
It goes
have
down
two
to
bucks.
6.
You got 2 left. Simple as that. Well, Hubert, what about this? What about if I have 4 minus 6? Well, what's in front of that 4 if nothing's there?
You got negative.
So you have $4 and you owe $6. What's the answer? You
Negative.
still what? You still owe $2. It's as simple as that. What if you have -4 plus, I'm sorry, not plus. If you have -4 minus a -10. Well,
You have
the rule right
-14.
here says
You got
I have
6
2 negatives together.
Oh,
That
just
turns
good.
those 2 negatives into what?
positives.
And now I've got you owe $4. You owe $4, and you have $10. What's the outcome of owing 4 and having 10? You
6.
have 6. Now, I'm not no rocket scientist, but I have no earthly idea how else to explain it. I have had teachers explain with like 3 or 4 to 5 rules. I don't do that. What's the number? There's 2 things that's important to all of us. What is it? Money and what?
Food.
Time.
Time.
Money and time. That's our 2 most important things. Forget the time because you can't what? You can't control it. Even though some mothers try to, and it's really sad. Y'all ever been to a dance recital or a cheerleading competition? And the moms try to dress like their daughters? It's pretty sad. Anyway, some women try to do that. Don't do that. Miss Simmons, don't do that now, okay?
You ain't got to worry about that.
When you have children and you get, on up in the years, don't try to go back to the, 18, 19, 20-year-old. It doesn't look good.
Black
Okay.
don't crack.
She says she
What?
has her own style.
I said black don't crack.
What the hell is she talking about? Anyway, all right, so does anybody have any questions on adding and subtracting? Do some and send me questions if you got it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on 5.2 because I'll tell you why. If you're in this class, you've already been through pre-algebra, at least algebra 1, so you should know how to do positives and negatives. Now, 45 to 50% of your test is going to be on the next section, 5.3.
Ooh.
Okay? So let's go ahead and start on it because we're going to spend a couple of classes on it.
This right here question I had was on 5.2.
Which one was it?
Is this right here?
Oh, that's, send it to me whenever have you sent it to me? Did you send it to me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's go over those questions on 5.2 then because I want to cover them because
That was the only one I have.
Okay. I'll be glad to go over those
Why they make it so long and then they got exponent outside?
because it's a conspiracy. They're trying to make you fail.
They got outside, inside brackets, inside.
You always go inside out. Here it is, 5.2, 59/14. And guess what? Miss Latimer did good because this is a test question.
Oh.
So you need to put a star beside it.
For real?
Yeah, because I want to try to get you to quit school.
Don't quit.
Yeah, I want you to quit. Because it's easy to quit.
I'm not gonna quit.
All you got to do is drop. You can go online and do it now.
I don't want
Want to? You want me to show you?
Mm-mm.
I'll show you.
I done been here long enough.
Oh, it takes a few seconds. All right. Work your way inside what? Out. Now, let's see if I can blow this up for y'all, especially Miss Simmons, sitting on the Southern Baptist row back there.
She laying.
Oh, yeah, she
Like a
won't
good
believe.
Baptist.
Ready for that fried chicken?
Ew.
I don't like fried chicken.
Oh, well, you can't be a Southern Baptist if I hope you're not a Southern Baptist. Maybe you're a Methodist.
I'm not no Methodist either.
I'm not no Methodist either. Okay, you heathen. All right.
I'm
Now, here we go. Look here.
non-denominational.
All right, I'm going to do the top. It doesn't matter which one you do as far as the top and bottom. I'm going to do the top first. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's in parentheses. Please excuse what?
My
My dear Aunt Sally.
My dear Aunt Sally. I'll never forget, one semester I had a person that was not from around here in one of my classes, and she thought she was so cute because she was from somewhere not in South Carolina, and she liked to make fun of the way I did things, okay? And I said, okay, everybody, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And everybody went, yeah, I remember that. She goes, Mr. McClure, I do not understand what you are saying. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And I said, it's right there. And I wrote it on the board, P-E. Oh, you mean PEMDAS.
Ooh.
I'm like, whatever the hell you want to call it, okay?
What?
You know, people like, that's why I'm divorced, okay? Because people like that, they're, ugh. Oh, you mean PEMDAS. I was raised as PEMDAS. Whatever, lady. Just, y'all know what I'm talking about.
PEMDAS.
People that split frog hairs, I ain't got no use for that. Anyway,
It's always that one person.
there's always one. So here we go. Negative brackets, negative 45 minus squared bracket over bracket parentheses plus 4 close bracket squared minus 74 divided by 2. Now I'm going to change that fraction because that's what you need to do. Change that to a division symbol. That way you won't screw it up.
I was like,
Now look what I did. I wrote the whole thing out, but I didn't write that out, and I didn't write that out because we're going to do that because that's what's inside the what?
Parentheses.
PEMDAS. Okay?
Okay.
So, what is, you have $6, you owe $12.
-6.
You owe $6. You have, okay, that's 8 divided. Okay, 8 divided by 2 is what? 4. So we're at that point. Now what we're going to focus on? We're going to focus on what?
It's fun.
Exponents. That's the in PEMDAS. So now we're going to focus on, we still got to do this first. So I take my handy dandy yellow highlighter, and we're going to do that next. Okay, so the top doesn't have any brackets or parentheses with an operation in it. It just has that -6. We're going to raise it to the second power. So here we go. Negative brackets, negative 45 minus, what is -6 times -6?
36.
I'm going to put a 36 right there. I'm going to leave it in parentheses to let you know that I took the -6 and I raised it to the second power. Over, what is 4 plus 4?
8.
And I'm going to put a 2 there. Minus 74 divided by 2. And I'm going to take my handy dandy green highlighter and we're going to highlight this and do that next. Take my yellow highlighter and we're going to do this next. Because it's in parentheses or brackets. So, negative brackets over, what is 8 squared?
64.
64
Eight times eight.
minus 74 divided by 2.
Dose.
Okay, now let's focus on this. You owe $45 and you owe $36. What's the outcome of owing your brother $45 and owing your sister $36?
80. I don't know.
Oh,
So you just
I
add
heard
this
80,
81.
$81. You what? Owe $81.
8 ones.
Now, what's outside of this bracket? Well, that technically right here is a what? A negative 1. So what's negative 1 times negative 81?
Negative 80.
Positive 81.
81.
Positive 81. Now all you got to do is remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. What do you do first? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. What comes first?
Division.
Or subtraction? Division. So 64 minus 74 divided by 2. Sorry. So what is 74 divided by 2?
37.
81. 64 minus 37.
Yes.
And that's 81. What is 64 divided by 37?
No.
I mean 64 minus 37.
I was about to say that.
Well,
20.
14 minus 7 is what?
Is it
7, Hubert. And 5 minus 3 is what? And what is 81 divided by 27? And we feel good about ourselves.
Oh my nut.
Now, let me ask you a question. What do you notice about the way I did this problem?
Step by step.
And I've got 3 degrees.
3.
So, what do you think you need to be doing?
Step by step.
No, this is what y'all do. You want me to show you what y'all do? This is your blue notebook paper line right here. Okay? And this is, and sorry, Mr. Miles, but guys do this, okay? Because they don't need to do all this stuff because they smart, okay? This is what guys do. Negative 45, got the negative out front, negative 6 minus 12 quantity squared over brackets 8 divided by 2, close, plus 4 squared, and I leave off the bracket here, and divided by 74 over 2. Okay? And then they go over here, and then they try to do it like in this. Again, this is your blue lines on your notebook paper. Okay? And they'll go here, and they'll write something here, and then they'll write over something here, and then they got the answer right there.
That fast?
Yeah, because they're smart. That's the way students do it. And you know what? Every time they do it like that, guess what?
Wrong.
They get it wrong. And then they whine and complain to me. Do it like I tell you to do it, and you'll get it right. Let's check it, because I may need sunglasses in the gym or a gallon jug of water. Let's check it. It's a miracle.
Oh.
Every time you say that, that cracks me up.
That's it. Now that is a test question. You'll have at least 2 or 3 of those on the test.
The long one like that?
Yep. Because what's my job? Get you to quit. All right, let's do another. I'm not going to do those. I want to go back. Let's see, what time is it? I got 9 minutes, right?
Nah, you got like 20.
What time's class over with?
115.
1:15. Okay. That'll give me enough time to get into what I want to get into, and that is 5.3. Because that's going to make up 50% of your test. The other 50% or 40% is going to come from scientific notation. So let's go. 1/4 plus 3/5 minus 2/7.
You want us to solve it by ourselves?
What'd you say?
Or you want us to solve it by
No,
ourselves?
no, I'm just starting with 1 because a lot of people will say, okay, 4 times 5 is 20, 20 times 7 is 140. And that may work, okay?
You gotta get
But
a
I'm going to do
common
it the way that I've taught y'all how to do it. 4,
Gotta get that common factor.
5,
Yeah.
7, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and sometimes 13.
I feel stupid.
What?
I said, now I feel stupid. I've always wondered how to do that.
Well, this is it. No, don't feel stupid because I would say probably out of all the 155 students, if I had 30 students in a classroom, probably 20 students would not know how to find that common denominator.
Me.
Okay? Because they've never been taught. That's why students can't do algebra because they can't do fractions. And students can't do calculus because they can't do algebra. All right, so here we go. I cannot find any number. That's the greatest common divisor. I don't care about the greatest common divisor. I want ones all the way across the bottom. So I'm going to divide by 2. 2 will go in there 2 times.
5.
2 will not go into 5, so you bring it down. 2 will not go into 7, so you bring it down. 2, that'll give us a 1, a 5, you bring it down, and a 7, and then a 5 will give me a 1, a 5, a 1, and a 7.
And 7.
Bring it down. And then 7 will give us a 1, 1, and a 1. So there we go. Here is our,
Okay.
so 4 times 21. Somebody tell me what 4 times 35 is. That comes out to be what? 140?
Yes, sir.
So 140 is your common denominator. That was just luck that I multiplied it and it came out to be the same. But here's the good part about using, you don't even need a calculator. You just go over here and say, what is 4? Somebody tell me where 4 is right here.
What you talking about?
Right here. Right here. Where's 4 in this circle right there? 2 times what? So you take out the 2. Take out the 2. How many is left? 35 times 1 is what? 4 will go into 140 35 times. 35 times 1 is 35. Go back over here and put the 2 back. All right, what's your next number you got to convert?
5.
5 will go into 140. How many? Where's 5? Right here. How many times? 4 times 7 is what? 28. 28 times 3 is what? Dang old 74? Somebody check me. Or 84. 84, sorry.
Yeah.
What about 7? Well, let's put the 5 back. Take the 7 out. How many times will 7 go into 140?
20.
It's a miracle. 20 times 2 is?
40.
7 will go into 140. 20 times 2 is what? 40. Now, you just do it. What's 38 plus 80? What's 35 plus 84? Hang on, 119
Yeah.
minus 40 over 140. And what's 119 minus 40? Hang on, 79? Y'all have to check me.
How do you know this stuff like this?
Because
You
when
want
you
us to
get to a
produce
certain
that?
point, you just do it in your head after you do. It's just like, how do people play Beethoven's Fifth without music? Anybody want
Will
to
you want us to
take
reduce that,
question?
sir?
How do they play Beethoven's Fifth without music? It's called practice. Yeah. It's called work. I can be a smart ass, can't I?
Do you want us to reduce that answer, sir?
I don't think you can.
I didn't know if you could or not. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
79 is hard to reduce. I mean, honestly, I think it is. I think 79 is prime if you want to know the truth about it.
Yeah.
Now, if it was 80 over 140, yes, because you always reduce, because you don't go into White Jones or you don't go into Lowe's and ask for a 50/100 wrench. Okay?
Right.
And you don't put 50/100 cup of flour into a recipe. And you don't ask for 50/100 feet of chain. Okay? Always reduce fractions when you can. All right, let's do a nerd. Two-thirds plus 5/8 plus 4/25. Yeah, might as well quit. I wouldn't even try it if I was you.
25.
Just quit and throw your pencil down and make it pop on the notebook paper. That's what you do.
Okay.
When the going gets tough, what do you do?
Quit.
Quit. There you go. That's the way we need the people to think. Because we don't want you to learn anything, because learning is what? Power. And we don't want to, we want to control you. We don't want you to know anything. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the plantation. All right. So let's go over here. And 3, 8, 25. I said that one day in class, and somebody said, "What are you talking about plantation?"
Oh my God.
A plantation is something that politicians like. They like to get these groups together and keep them stupid so they can what? Control
Keep
them.
them in slavery.
There you go. Don't want these kids to get smart. Okay, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and sometimes what?
13.
13.
3.
3. We'll go into 3, but it won't go into 8, so you just bring that down. And you bring that down.
3. So that's going to be 1.
Oops, sorry. Sorry. 25. Okay, now what? 2,
4.
4, and 25 comes down.
2.
2, 1, 2, 25 comes down. 2, 1, 1, 25 comes down. And of course 5 and 5. And you get, the good thing about this is there's 2 10s in here. There's a 10 and there's a 10. What is this? 2 times 3 is what? 6 times
6.
100 is 600. Golly, how did I find that so quick?
600.
It's a miracle. Now, again, you don't have to stress because you got the answers already. How many times will 3 go into 600? Well, let's say you don't have any idea. Let's go ahead and take this 3 out right here. Just take that 3 out. And what's left? Well, you still got your 100 right here. 10 times 10 is 100. 200 times. 200 times 2 is what? That, I
400.
want y'all to,
400.
200 times 2 is 400. Put the 3 back here. How many times will 8 Go into 600. We'll take out an 8. Where's an 8? Here's an 8 right here. Take it out. That means what? 25 times 3 is what? How much is 3/4?
75.
75. 75 times 5 is what?
It is 375.
It's what?
375.
325?
75.
375.
Hold on, let me make sure I did that right.
Should be 75.
Yeah,
It's
325.
225.
Okay. Now, how many times will 25?
Wait, hold on.
What?
What was it?
I thought it was 75. Unless I did it wrong.
How many times are we multiplying 75?
75 times 5.
Okay. Making sure.
That's
Okay,
35
yeah,
plus
375.
2. It'd be 375.
You're right, sorry.
Okay, now 25 is right here. Take that out. And you're left with what? 8 times 3 is what? 24 times 4? Dang on, 96? What is it? Oh, I'm sorry. I was supposed to use a calculator on this, wasn't I?
No.
What's 400 plus 375?
775.
Plus 100?
700.
775.
That's 775 plus 100 is what?
875.
875 minus 4?
71.
871. Now, a lot of people ask this question. Well, Hubert, we have to have a mixed number? Do we have a unit of measurement? When do you use a unit of measurement in the real world? Mixed number. When do you use a mixed number in the real world? Think of 2.5. When do you use 2.5? Whenever you're describing a what? A unit of measurement. 2.5 feet. 2.5 quarts. 2.5 gallons. 2.5 miles. So, am I asking for miles anywhere on here? No, then I don't need a mixed number. Mixed numbers are only used with units of measurement. Write that down. Mixed numbers are only used with units of measure. Two and a half cups, 2.5 gallons, 2.5 pounds, 2.5 miles. Now, if I don't have a word problem and I'm asking for how many feet of lumber do I need, then you just leave it as 871 over 600. But Hubert, my teacher told me, well, your teacher was wrong. Why? Because I'll show you. Let me show you why they're wrong. Let's go with 8/7, or let's go with 8/2 or 8/3. The mathematical definition of being in simplest form is how many times your pencil hits the paper. Everybody with me?
Mm-hmm.
So, let's count. 1, 2, 3. My pencil hits the paper, how many times? 3 times. Now let's change it to a mixed number because you've had a teacher tell you that that's simplified. How many times will 3 go into 8?
2.
Huh?
Plus.
I heard 2. 2. That's
Right.
called enunciation. Good job. 2. And that leaves what? 2/3. Now let's count how many times my pencil hit the paper. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my gosh. Which is the most simple form fraction?
8/3.
Now, what did I do from here to here? I didn't simplify. I what?
Changed it.
I rewrote. So if you ever have a teacher tell you that they're simplifying, that teacher is 100% wrong. Now, if you have a teacher What is this?
What did it say?
That's not a mixed number. That's a divisible fraction. What's 4 divided by 2?
2.
This is not a mixed number. I mean, that's not an improper fraction. That's a reducible fraction. There is a difference between an improper fraction and a reducible fraction. They are not equal. They are not the same. So, do not write as a mixed number unless 2 conditions are met. 1, the directions tell you to, like on a test. Or 2, the word problem is asking for how many feet, how many pounds, how many miles. It's asking for some unit of measurement. And I bet you $1, somebody in here didn't know that. But you don't have to raise your hand. But Miss Simmons knows it all, don't you, Miss Simmons?
I was just stretching.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This class is wearing me out.
Why is it wearing you out?
I don't know.
I'm the one doing the
class.
work.
I know. I love this class. I was just kidding.
No, that's all right. You're going to fail. What time is it?
Time to go.
It
I'm
is
sorry, what'd you say?
1:08.
I was just playing.
1
I don't
and
know.
0
Time,
8.
class ends at what? 1:15?
7 minutes. 7 minutes.
7 minutes. Let's do one more problem. And so y'all can work on all sections of homework this weekend. 5.1, 5.2, and 5.3. And send in those questions because guess what if I don't get questions Monday?
Oh,
We
What does
ain't
that mean?
talking about
too
it.
late.
We're going to move on to 5.5 or 5.6.
Question.
All right, so here we go. Miss Simmons, what homework are you on?
Oh Lord. 5.1.
Okay, well, you better get on the ball this weekend.
Oh,
No heavy drinking or partying this weekend.
Yes, sir.
All right. So 1/3 plus 2/5 plus or minus 1/45.
can't do it.
The best word to start off with here is just like she said, can't. I can't do it. See, Miss Simmons, she's already quit. Look. She ain't
Okay,
tried.
that's
Good
just
job.
my natural pose.
Is that it? Is that your natural? Okay.
Yes.
So it's gonna be 3.
Y'all might find out that this is easier than you think.
Hold up.
Oh,
Oh, I see 2.
It's a miracle. Oh, gosh.
It's 15.
15,
Okay. I can do this now.
5.
7, 11,
There's
13.
gonna be 1. There's gonna be 3.
3, we'll go into 3 one time. 5 has to come down. 3 will go in there 15.
Oh,
5, that comes down. 1 and 3.
3.
And then 3,
1.
1 and 1 and 1. Oh my! What's 3 times, what's 9 times 5?
45.
So in this case, your common denominator is 45.
This is the easiest one.
And you thought it was the hardest one.
Sure did.
How many times will 3 go into 45? Well, you go over here and you just take out the 3. How many times?
15.
15. 15 times 2 is 30, or 15 times 1 is 15. 5 will go into 45. How many times?
9.
9 times 2?
18.
45 will go into 45. I'll do this one for you. 1 time. 1 times 1 is 1. Y'all are impressed, aren't you? What's 15 plus 18?
33.
30 what?
3.
3.
33.
33 over 45 minus 1 over 45 is what?
32.
I put a push. Oh,
And I bet y'all got it right.
I got it wrong.
See, that's why it's not, you might have skipped it. Okay, so what should y'all be doing this weekend? Y'all
Homework.
should be working on those 3 sections of homework. And I should have questions coming in Monday from all those 3 sections of homework. If I do not have any questions from Math 155, I know I got one. Miss Sloan, where you at?
Right here.
Okay, I know I got one. We're going to wait to go over that one Monday, okay?
Okay.
And if I don't have any questions besides Miss Sloan's, that means I'm going on to 5.5, I think, which is scientific notation. Whatever, 5.6. Oh my gosh, did you print out your outline and put it in your notebook?
Yeah, I did.
Wow, I feel faint.
I thought that's what you told us to do.
I did. I'm being sarcastic.
Oh.
All right, y'all have a good weekend.
Mr. McClure.
Who said that? Somebody said
That
Mr.
email.
McClure. Miss Sloan, I mean, who, no, Miss Sloan's gone. Miss Simmons, was that